is Calvin from Methuen. What's up, Calvin?
Hey, why not? So, guys, why not try to go for Ramirez? I know family members of him and Lawrence Methuen. He loved Boston. His favorite player was Manny. He signed with Cleveland for 100 years for a discount, and they never get players for him. He's not happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You have a bunch of needs on the baseball team, so you got to do something when it comes to pitching. You got to do something when it comes to first base. I don't know. Do you have to do something when it comes to second base, Curtis? Like, is Christian Campbell done, or is they going to give him another shot at it? What's the deal there?
I couldn't tell you two things about the future of Christian Campbell. I just have a general question. Will the payroll be bigger or smaller than last year?
I think it'll be bigger. I think he'll make some moves in the offseason. I think the question about, like, second base, third base, the good thing is you have a player like Meyer who could play either position, because didn't he play a little bit of second base, and then obviously we've seen him play third base. So if your expectations are for him, especially with Trevor Story opting in, it kind of says, like, all right, he's going to be shortstop, so we'll figure out whether or not we want to play Meyer at third, or if we, the caller brought up Ramirez or a player like that and bring him to play third and put Meyer at second base. I feel like you have some flexibility with him as a player where you can bounce him around.
Well, Curtis believes it is likely that they will trade Jarren Duran. That was a sign and trade, that 1 year deal there. So.
That is correct. That is what I believe.
Yeah, because you're not going to stay with a four-man outfield and it kind of be like, especially when all four guys are everyday players.
And the 40-man, according to Cott's Baseball Contracts, which is a website I visited way too much back in the day, 2026 projected payroll right now is $166 million. Their opening day payroll last year was $193 million. So that's obviously the departure of Bregman and of Devers.
Yeah.
If you think they're going to spend $40 million fresh money, God love you. But if that means also if they trade Duran, that's $8 million off the books as well.
Right. Because I don't know if you're going to necessarily get a $40 million player, right?
Well, are you okay with going into the season like like with Marcelo Meyer?
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's had some injury issues, as your everyday third baseman. So
yeah,
you are.
I got no issues with that. I feel more confident in him than I do Bregman.
I have a question. Who's more critical, Wiggy of the Red Sox or Judd of the Bruins?
I'm very critical of the Sox. When they do things that they shouldn't be doing, when they don't sign.
Why not pay $40 million for Bregman? Who
because
cares?
He's not worth $41 million.
Well, nobody's really worth $40
there
million.
are guys that are worth $40 million. He's not. I'm not going to pay a guy $41 million.
Well, Lou would disagree with you.
Yeah, I understand Lou, but Lou works for the team.
Oh,
I don't.
wow.
And I come from a different view. And listen, we love Lou, but a guy who.
Jason Varitek works for the team, and we were going over, and you said $40 million for a locker room guy. He was
kind of like, it was like, wait a second, what are we coaches?
Right.
Then I should be
getting $40 million,
right? And I think he feels that I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but $41 million for a guy who missed 70 games this year, and then. Prior to that, he dealt with injury. I think he missed maybe the year before that when he was in Houston, he missed 50 games. He's 32 years old. His production is not the same. So you're telling me because he might give good advice to some of those players in the clubhouse that you should as an organization. And remember, he opted out of the $41 million or the $80 million that they owed him. He said, listen, I don't want that. I want more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's offensive to you.
Well, I'm like, wait a second, Clay. So he wants $160 million.
Yeah.
He might want another 2 years at $40 a year. So
would you give Schwarber $40 million?
No, and I don't think Schwarber would cost you $40 million.
What would you give Schwarber?
I'd probably give Schwarber somewhere in the 30 range.
All right. For how many years?
I mean, I'd say, how old is Schwarber? He's what?
It's around the same age.
Is he the same age? Maybe a 3-year deal. I'd give him somewhere, 30-something a year.
He's 32.
He's 32.
Yeah.
I mean, is he going to be able to afford Waltham at
No,
that salary
Yeah,
level?
you might have to. He might
my
want a little
neighbor
bit.
in Waltham.
But Curtis, don't you?
in
Why
Waltham?
would you say
Maybe.
that?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were in Waltham.
Maybe.
What's up, Wiggs?
No, I was gonna say, but don't you
Are you on the
think?
Weston line, or where are you?
Yeah.
In Waltham? Oh,
I'm
beautiful,
near that.
beautiful.
Dairy Joy, great spot.
Oh, it's a great spot.
I gotta try it.
But don't you think like 30 million around that world for Schwarber is like a good price?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think so. I don't know. I haven't seen the projections, but that would seem to make sense, and I would do that absolutely.
And that's why I feel like I would do that. You would probably get more production out of Schwarber, right?
Yep.
He's not as injury prone. You get more production, and you'd probably still get the locker room guy that you need. Even if it was a Pete Alonso, which probably is in the same world salary-wise, who's probably going to cost you somewhere in the $30 million range. I would do Pete Alonso, and if you had if you had Meyer at third base and you brought in a guy like Schwarber or Pete Alonso at first base, and then figured out maybe brought in another player at second base that might be a little bit less money. I just think that the Red Sox look at it. Is he worth an extra $80 million for him to be happy?
Mr. Baseball, Len Laird, checking in via the text machine.
Whoa. I thought Brett was Mr. Baseball.
No, he's Baseball Brett.
Okay.
Schwarb's projection, 5 for 145.
So right at that 30 mark, basically, Wiggy, you nailed it.
Yeah. So I would do that.
Yeah. 5 years gets you to 37 years old.
Right, and he's a first baseman, so it's like, all right, just hit me home runs, and that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I would do Pete Alonso.
Also, Curtis, some rumblings that the Dodgers are in the mix when it comes to Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
And so
Ken just sent an update. That's what he wants to offer you, Greg.
Oh,
You led the Dodgers to the World Series.
I mean, don't tell him this, but I love this job so much, I do it for free.
Oh.
Well, you do it for the opposite of free. God bless you.
I really don't.
I love this. We got the hot stove turned on.
I don't know enough about, I don't want to dive into a world that I don't know enough about, like some of these other guys that
Well, you
could.
do that every day. I don't know why today would be any
No,
different.
I'm talking about guys you could get. Like, I don't know the guys that you could get out there.
Well,
He brought up the guy Ramirez. Like, I don't know enough about him.
He signed a 7-year contract like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, so I don't know enough about those guys. I would do Pete Alonso, but I do know enough that I wouldn't give Bregman another 2 years at $80 million, which give him 4 years and call it 160. I would not do that. That's a smart move by the Red Sox not to do that.
I would agree, Wiggs. If you kept to pick one, Schwarber or Bregman, I would pick Schwarber.
Yep. And I would, and if they don't pick a guy like Schwarber, if they don't go after him, I would be criticizing them. I'd be very disappointed because that's what you would need.
Yep.
Texter believes that Bregman is going to come crawling back, that he's not going to get the deal that he wants out there.
I agree. Like I said, who's going to give him?
The Dodgers will.
Do you think the Dodgers are going to give him